at the Centralian profiles. And today we will be featuring a graduate of the College of Agriculture, 1978. And he is here with us from the United States. And of course, he is here because of one specific reason. He will be the person who will try to swim from Fort San Pedro up to Jordan Guimaras. So good afternoon, Centralian Dan Gerona.
Thank you, Neil, for having me.
Yes, and why is it that you have thought of swimming from Fort San Pedro to Guimaras?
It's a long story, Neil.
Yeah.
When I started to initiate this kind of conversation, there was no tragedy yet. But 30 minutes when we hung up the phone, I was calling my friend in Guimaras. I was in Texas. And then we hung up, and then the following day, I look at my Facebook page again, and there were plenty of postings about the tragedy that happened. But I think it's really time for us now to really have to learn swimming as a life skill. So the purpose of this swim event is primarily to promote swimming as a life skill that all of us have to learn. And second purpose of this is I also want to raise funds for our work students. I was a work student in my college days, and I know the need. These work students, it's like they're holding on to like one more strand, and one failure of farming or sickness in the family, those unfortunate things, and these work students could be badly affected. And so I said, if we can provide like a safety net that they don't really fall through the cracks, and we can let them continue their studies, I think that's a good cause to have.
Okay. That's great, Sir Dan. And the listeners probably would like to have some more details. Let's go back later on the advocacy on the work students and swimming as a lifestyle for all Filipinos, because we are living in an archipelago. But more details first. Can the public join you on February 5 on that swim?
Yes, it's open to the public, but of course they have some knowledge about swimming, and preferably they should have practiced, because this requires a lot of endurance. But this is an annual event. This is the first one.
Okay.
We're planning this.
You will be making this an annual event. Okay.
We will plan to make this an annual event, and we talked to the government officials in here in Iloilo City, and Jordan and Buena Vista, and Governor of Guimaras, and they are very supportive of our plans. So if anyone joins, and for example, they just swim, let's say 1 kilometer, because the total distance of this is 3.6 kilometers.
3.6.
But if they are able to swim, let's say 1 kilometer, that is okay, you know. The following year, they can look forward to join again and make another attempt. So maybe that year they will continue to practice and influence others to learn how to swim. This is the purpose of all this, that we will give them the ability to swim. So in case there are some like mishaps in the water, they have a good chance of surviving.
Okay. So they can join, and whom will they contact if they want to join? They can probably visit the CPU at the information center, and then is there a registration fee for this?
Yeah, we plan to charge 150 pesos.
Okay.
I think that's not expensive. And besides, I think province of Guimaras will provide lunch anyway, and
Okay.
there are some businesses that might also provide T-shirts. So they will get that 150 pesos back.
Okay. So for the public who is watching, February 5 at 7 o'clock in the morning, Dan Hirona and those who will be joining him will attempt to swim from Fort San Pedro up to the port of Jordan, Guimaras.
I do not know if it is really the port of Jordan Guimaras, because that is like very
Okay.
stony part.
Yeah, very
there.
stony.
We might land in like maybe few meters away from that.
Okay,
There is
okay.
like something like a beach there that is Sunday where we can land.
Okay, so somewhere in Jordan,
but
Guimaras.
still close to the port. Yeah.
Close to the port. So those of you who would like to join him, you can contact us at the CPU Information Center, and you can leave your name, and we will contact him so that you can talk about joining him in this swimming event. So we thank you.
They can also contact the CPU College of Agriculture Alumni Association.
Yes, because this is a program of the College of Agriculture
Alumni Association.
Alumni
Yeah.
Association. And actually, February 5 is the opening day of the CPU Grand Alumni Homecoming. And the opening salvo, shall we say, of that homecoming is the swim from Iloilo to Guimaras by an alumnus of Central Philippine University. We are so excited of this event, Sir Dan.
I'll try to survive, Neil.
Now, can we ask you, what is your preparation with regards to this swim?
I practiced before coming here. You know what? This is. People might not believe this because I'm an ordinary guy. I'm not really a swimmer. I didn't go to a swim school. Nobody coached me how to swim. But then, the city where I live in Texas, they have like a really good swimming pool, and I just practiced there on my own. And when I left, I think I can already swim like 2 kilometers. So I'm like more than halfway. But this is open water. This is different situation. But I'm still practicing every day now.
Okay.
I still have like 3-4 weeks.
Okay. Where are you practicing?
I practice here in the swimming pool of CPU.
Okay.
And I also practice in the Water World in Altachiara.
That's
and
good.
this next few days, we will practice in Anhawan Beach.
Okay.
And we will also practice going to the ocean where we will swim and swim to the shore.
Okay,
So
from
the
Anhawan.
plan is we will go to the like in the middle of the
Okay.
Iloilo Strait there, and
Okay.
then we will swim to the shore.
Oh, that's
so
good.
that is a good test.
Okay. And I understand that you will be using an invention that you yourself invented, that you yourself patented. You called it the floater paddle. Can you tell the audience about the floater paddle that you yourself made?
Yeah, it's like Archimedes discovered something. It's like a eureka moment.
Okay.
We were in the middle of the lake of Texas, between Texas and Oklahoma, and we were playing there. And I decided to go to the water, and I put on my life vest. And then I noticed that when I swim, I couldn't move at all.
Yes.
So right there in the lake, I was floating but couldn't move. And I look at myself, I said, what if I transfer this buoyancy around my body and transfer this to my forearm? In that way, I eliminate the drag, and at the same time, I get good resistance when I swim. It's like a paddle effect now. So I tried to design that and then have it manufactured. And now some swim schools in the U.S. are buying the product.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. The swim instructors email me something like how they use it and some technical like description of the strokes. I don't understand it because I'm not a swimmer. But, I'm happy that somehow they discover something that benefits their students. So that is a plus, a big plus. But for me, this is just like, I would say, a gadget for non-swimmers
Okay.
to be able to swim.
Yeah.
So I will be using that, and you will see it. I hope you televise it, and so they will see this kind of swim gadget.
Okay. We will have a full coverage of that swim from Fort San Pedro to Guimaras. But as you can see now in your screens, the picture and the video of how this floater paddle is being used. You can also visit the website of Sir Dan Gerona at floaterpaddle.com. So you can see now in your screen what is that floater paddle. So, Sir Dan, can this be used also as a life-saving gadget like that of a life vest?
You know what? If you follow the technical description of what a life vest should do, it doesn't fit that description.
Okay.
If you look at the Coast Guard requirements of what a life vest should be, it doesn't fit that. But because a life vest should be able to allow you to breathe even if you are even if you passed out in the water. But this one won't.
Okay.
But the advantage of this is it will allow you to swim to the shore or swim to another big floating body
Okay.
and waiting for your rescue. So that is what it does. But it makes swimming a lot easier.
Compared
And,
to that, if you have a life vest,
a
right?
life vest, you can float, but you cannot swim.
Yes.
This one, you can float and you can swim.
Yes.
But of course, you are conscious. You can think and you can do it. But with the life vest, of course, is a different requirements that even if you have no consciousness, it will allow you to breathe. And this is not the gadget for.
And this is very great for those who want to exercise using swimming as an exercise, right?
Oh wow, that's another thing because the some senior citizens in the U.S. they are using this now, and some are even someone emailed me that he is using this for his cardio, develop
Exercise.
resistance. Yeah, so I'm just so amazed at what they discover about this, how to use it. For me, it is still just like I'm having fun in the water, and and a lot of people, I think, if swimming becomes safe, I think they will have more fun.
Yes.
You cannot enjoy swimming if you are not safe.
Yes.
So our situation here is a lot of people go to the beach and the ground is not level there, and there could be waves. So you must have something like a swim aid that will help you float and paddle in case those things happen. Now, the good thing about this gadget is even if you do not know how to swim, it will keep you afloat and it will help you paddle to safer ground.
Wow.
So that's the good thing about this.
And if I want to order this, I want to buy this, I can just visit floaterpaddle.com, right?
It's not here yet in the Philippines.
Okay, so
sadly. Now that website is if
for the
you
US only.
Yeah, for the US only. But eventually we will bring it over here, and
Oh,
it
that's
will
good.
be available in the public. But I do not know when
that will be.
that happen. But let me say, hopefully by end of May or the month of May, we will have it.
Okay. In terms of testing it, was it tested only in the US or in other in Europe, in Canada, or in Australia?
When it first came out, I tried to advertise it all over the world, and a lot of people from other countries purchased it. As far as I remember, some people from Australia, from Italy, from France, from Germany, from Netherlands, from England, they purchased it.
Wow,
Canada,
that's great.
they
That's
purchased
great.
it.
Mhm.
And Mexico, and
And they send you feedbacks.
yeah, and some swim instructors, especially there is like a swim school in California. I think that swim school has purchased like more than $10,000
Wow.
already. That gadget. So, and there are some other like swim consultants. There, like recently, before I left for the Philippines, there is this swim consultant based in Florida, and she purchased like maybe 10 units because she said she wants to bring it to Mexico because she has like a swim conference there, and she will recommend it there. So that's
Yeah,
how it is now. I do not have money to advertise and market it. And besides, I do not know about taxes in all other in other countries, so I stopped advertising in outside the U.S. because I'm afraid of this, VAT,
Okay.
value-added tax of like Germany, for example, or Italy, for example. How do I know that? So I do not know those things. So I just stopped that for a while, and I just I don't even advertise really in the U.S. So it's difficult for them to find this product.
And I heard that going back to your advocacy, that this swimming event, the portion of this income should go to the work-study program of the university, especially the God's Grace program of the University Church. And that program is giving meal vouchers to university scholars like the work students. Those who cannot afford their meals are given these vouchers. And a portion, you said that a portion of the sales of your floater paddle will be, you will donate it also to this program.
I do not want to like, I have to be very careful about this because I do not want this to discolor the intent of primarily helping the work students. Now, let me mention this, that I put my money where my mouth is, or
Yes.
where my action is. Actually, I am donating 50,000 pesos for this
Wow. Thank you
fundraising campaign.
Thank you very much.
So that is just a start. So I hope friends and my personal friends and
Centralians.
the Centralian friends, I hope you support this. My wife said, "Why do you have to make this so risky? You are like putting your life on the line." But I don't see it that way. My son said I'm crazy. Maybe I am. But the parting word of my son when I left Texas, he said, "Dad, just don't die, okay?" It's funny. So, but anyway, this is the highlight. Let's say I'm a little bit risking myself, but I don't see it that way, that there is risk to this. My wife asked me, "So what is the risk of all this? You could lose your life, but for you personally, what is the risk?" And I said, "Zero."
Oh, yeah.
Zero because, look, there is the Coast Guard.
Yeah, there's a bangka.
There is the boat that also
Yeah.
follow us. And I heard about this Iloilo mountaineering group.
Yeah.
They will provide kayakers. So
Yes.
a lot of people with kayaks, they will paddle and follow the swimmers. So there's a lot of help.
Yeah.
But I practice this, and every day I practice now. And the main thing I think about this is you don't panic, and you just stay relaxed. And this is like a marathon, you have to conserve energy. Hopefully the weather will be helpful.
Yes,
There is
favorable.
not,
it will be favorable for the swimmers.
favorable for us. There will be not a lot of like high waves or the current,
Yeah.
but we have studied the current and we have targeted a date that most likely it is very calm.
Oh,
The
that's-
sea is calm. So if that happens, this might be actually, I should say, easy, but I have to be very careful because I haven't tried it. This is my first time to do open water. Now, 6 months ago or 8 months ago, if you ask me, the longest distance I swam is only maybe 70 meters. Definitely less than 100 meters.
Wow.
But now we are talking about 3.6 kilometers, and that's and open waters
And
at that,
open
not
water.
swimming pool waters. So this is a totally different experience, but I think this is going to be really fun.
Yeah, and this should be an eye-opener for all Filipinos who are living in an archipelago. And not all subjects, PE subjects, from elementary, not all schools offer swimming. And that bothers me also. And for you to have this kind of advocacy, it should be an eye-opener for all Filipinos to learn swimming even from kindergarten up to college. Here at CPU, we offer only at the college level. And this one, I think we should rethink our PE subjects. All Filipinos, all schools, public schools from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao should think about this.
Yeah, sadly, Neil, there's a lot of us who do not know how to swim.
Yes.
And even like now, it's not too late to learn. It's not too late. So right now you can still learn how to swim.
Yeah. So, we only learn how to swim only in the swimming pool, but in reality, we are traveling almost every week on open waters, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we should know. You should know how
Yeah.
to swim.
Yeah.
And that's a good advocacy. Now, going back on your life as a work student here at Central Philippine University, how was your, how is it that you applied to be a work student?
I need money.
You need money, right?
I don't.
You
You
are
know,
from
there's,
Negros. You are from Negros. You are
Yeah.
from Bago City.
Yeah.
Why is it that you're able to study at in Iloilo at Central Philippine University? You traveled from one island to another.
The reason I applied for work student is, of course, I don't have enough money to cover tuition and fees, and life was hard then, and to pay for my tuition and fees, I have to work. And at first, I was in the janitorial services. I have to clean floors in
What
the
building?
in the library.
In the library.
It's better than others because we have electric scrub but others they are using this coconut,
Coconut
husk.
Okay. So library
and,
for you during the time in the 70s is the Lopez Library.
Yeah, yeah. But we cover a big space, even if it is electric. But when you apply the wax, it's
It should be-
difficult.
it's manual.
It's manual.
Okay.
But anyway, that covers tuition and fees, and some kind-hearted people also paid for my room and board. That's the good
Wow.
thing. So, I haven't, as far as I remember, I haven't received a penny from my parents
Ooh.
all throughout college. And it's because of the generosity of others and because of the work-study program of the university. And some small scholarships later on when I became a senior, they offered me some scholarship to pay for my tuition and fees, and I stopped working.
Yeah.
So,
so
that helped too.
So why did you choose agriculture or BS agronomy?
Wow, during the time, it's like when you graduate, you have work.
Oh,
I am
okay.
after for work.
So it's the, shall we say right now, if it is nursing that is booming as a course, it was agriculture during the 1970s, right?
Yeah, but nursing was in demand too during that time.
Uh-huh.
But I love agriculture. I love gardening.
Hmm.
In
And of course,
fact,
Negros is very agricultural.
yeah,
Yeah.
I keep telling my wife that when I retire, I want to retire in like a some kind of a rural area where I can plant
Hmm.
vegetables and raise some farm animals. I do not want to stay in the high rise, for example, but I think that's a good retirement.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, during your college days, who was the teacher or teachers that influenced you the most? Who is the teacher that you can still remember?
Oh wow, that's I have
Your dean during the time was Dr. Espada.
I still I remember Dr. Eds, Linwood Eds.
Ledwood Edge.
I was his student in plant breeding, and actually he invited me to teach in the college right after
Graduation.
graduation,
Wow.
or even before I graduated. He approached me and he told me if I want to teach. But I said, I think I have to learn a lot. So I went to a research institution, and then after that I went to Philippine Crop Insurance,
Mhm.
and after that I went on my own business, still agricultural related, and then after that I got married, and we went to the States. My wife told me to visit me here for 6 months.
Okay.
So the plan was to visit for 6 months. I did not intend to be in the US actually. I didn't intend to migrate. But that 6 months of vacation has turned to be like almost 30 years now.
So you're due back to the Philippines.
So I'm still like vacationing actually in the US. That is the longest vacation.
So when you decided to stay in your vacation in the US, what did you do there? What job were you doing? Was it related to agriculture also?
No, make babies.
Oh, okay.
What do you do? You know, you're young, and you have to start a family. Because I said to my wife, you come after we got married, that you come back to the Philippines after 2 years of work, just help me build a house, and then after that we have to settle here in the Philippines. But that didn't happen because when she went back, like a month later, she called me that come over and visit me for 6 months. And again, as I said, that 6 months is now almost 30 years.
So it's good now, and I really like that you had that eureka moment in the U.S. where you now. Do you still have any inventions in mind?
Oh yeah,
Okay, can
There is
you
this.
share it to the public or not yet?
not yet because
Not yet,
it's
okay.
it's you
It's a
know
secret.
when you have something in your mind, you have to consider about applying for patents.
Yes, yes.
And it is very expensive.
Mhm.
But anyway, if you ask me if I have at least one in mind, I have one in mind.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Now,
but
for those who are listening, especially Centralians and those outside there, and they might think that they have crazy ideas, what can you say to this person?
well, go for it.
Go for it, right?
Although you have to be very careful too, because it might not turn out right.
Yes.
So and you spend a lot of money.
Mhm.
Patent alone, I think I have already spent on patent maybe $15,000, and
But it's
not-
now patented.
it's. I think the design patent is approved already, but the utility patent is almost approved. We're confident that we will get it.
Okay, that's great. So now, once again, I would like to remind you that on February 5, that would be the day at 7 o'clock in the morning that Dan Gerona will attempt to swim from Fort San Pedro up to the beach in Jordan, Guimaras. So if those of you want to know more about it, I can refer you to Mr. Dan Gerona, and you can also visit the information center. We can give you his number, and also the College of Agriculture Alumni Association. Now, for your parting words for us.
Please remember our work students. They are badly in need of help. That is the reason why I do this. There are a lot of good people who will turn out to be good, productive citizens. So if we can help them, please open your wallet. And the swimming is just a highlight to turn our attention to this kind of need. So I hope be generous. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Danny Rona. Thank you. And we would like to thank everyone for listening and watching us at the Centralian Profiles. I hope that we can bring you more, especially for the upcoming February 5 to 9 Grand Alumni Homecoming. We can interview more Centralians and they can share their inspiring stories that can encourage us as Centralians and as people here at the campus and as Filipinos as well. God bless everyone.
God bless.